Thank you so much. Everybody having fun today? All right, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Darren Barnett, and I am with Sixth Day Outdoor Ministry. Some of you are probably saying, what is Sixth Day Outdoor Ministry? That's a hunting ministry trying to reach sportsmen with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Genesis 1:31 is kind of where the thought of Sixth Day comes from. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. You see, from the time I was a little boy, had the opportunity to go hunting with Dad. I was about 11 years old on my first deer hunt, and man, deer hunting just captured me. I loved it from that day. Even before I hunted, I was just really into the outdoors and hunting. And just whitetail hunting was such a big thing to me. The sixth day comes from, on the sixth day, God created the beast of the field. That's when he made the big whitetails, the big elk, and the caribou, and all these big game animals. But God says he also gave us dominion over everything that he had created. And so 6 days always had a special place in my heart. 6 Day Outdoor Ministry, we're about three things. One, most importantly, first is seeking to reach the lost. Every one of us in this room here is going to die one day. The question is, where are you going to end up? When you die, the Bible says someone's going to go to heaven or someone's going to go to hell. And only you can make that decision. And the heart of our ministry is making sure sportsmen and everybody beyond sportsmen that we can reach as well know the simple story of what the Bible tells us. In the end, it doesn't matter what I believe and it doesn't matter what you believe. What matters is what the Bible says. The Bible says Jesus Christ is the only one that can save us. Secondly, serving the local church. We travel the country. We like to help churches doing these types of events. We come in, help them organize if they've never done an event before, try to give them good ideas, a little bit just operational things of how a good dinner would run so things are successful. On top of that, when a hunter gets saved, we want to help them get established in the local church. And so I'll get their information, try to help them get involved, contact the pastor, help them get started in their walk with Christ after they make that important decision. And lastly, supplying materials for the saint. We have gospel tracts. As you guys leave today, we're going to leave some information with you about our ministry. I'd invite you to get on our website and check it out. But we also want to make gospel tracts available to all believers so they can continue on with the Great Commission and continue to tell other folks about Christ. I'll take you back to 2010. Hunting's always been a way of life for me. I've been captured by it. I love it. In fact, I've loved it so much, it became a God in my life. It became more important to me than the God of creation who gave us all these things. In 2010, my wife and I we had wedding bells in the future. We were about ready to be married, and I remember some folks said, Darren, once the marriage starts, you're going to have to cut back on hunting. And I said, we'll just see about that. And so the first year we got married in 2010, I believe it was the deer season of 2010, I killed 10 deer. It takes a lot of time in the woods to kill 10 deer. But it didn't just stop there. Between hunting Ohio and Kentucky, man, it was just constant. Didn't recognize it right away, but that has an effect on the family. When you're not around and you're obsessed with things. 2011, killed 8 deer. Now, that's not counting spring turkey season, bouncing back and forth, Ohio and Kentucky, spending a lot of time there, but 8 deer the second fall that I was married. The third year, 2012, as we're getting ready to start deer season, I prayed one of the hardest prayers I've ever prayed to this day. I said, Lord, if my heart is not where you want it to be, don't let me kill a deer this deer season. I said, now, I was just looking to the past summer thinking, I've not been telling people about Christ like I should. And when season opens, I'm going to be begging you in the tree stand, Lord, send that big one by. Help me to kill a big buck. Help me to fill a doe tag. Help me to hunt another state this year. I said, but if my heart's not where you want it to be, don't let me kill a deer. We got to the end of 2012, and you know how many deer I killed? Not one. I didn't kill one. Lord showed me, look, Darren, your life is out of balance. At that point in my life, I began to, you think of a kid. A parent can love their child. They can grow up all their life, and the parent can tell the child, I love you, son, or I love you, daughter. But does the kid experience that love by words? No, it's experienced by time. It's the same way with our relationship with God. A lot of folks say they love God, but when it comes to it, how much time do you actually spend with him? You see, in 2012, that was a great turning point in my life, and I decided, hey, it's time to put God before all these other things in the world, especially hunting. And the only way I can prove that to God is to put God before hunting. And so on opening days of hunting season, opening weeks of the rut hunting, first week in November when it was time to be on vacation and go bow hunting, I began to sit at home. I began to open my Bible, and I would spend time praying for family members that were lost and bound for hell. I would spend time reading the Bible and just being as close to the Lord as I could be. And as the Lord began to develop that, it went even farther, and I began to go out on opening days of hunting season and tell people about Jesus Christ and how He changed my life as a young man. God did some great things with my life, and that was a huge turning point for me. I wanted to prove to Him that I did love Him more than I loved hunting. And through all that, He began to show me success that would last a little bit longer. Success that was just more filling. You know, a lot of times we go through life and we try to find all these things to fill up our life to make us happy inside. And you know what? At the end of the year, we can kill 10 turkeys and we can kill 20 deer. Or maybe it's sports, or maybe it's a lot of other things that you get involved with if you're not real into hunting. But when you find that success in the world, when God's out of place in your life, you still remain empty. And you find yourself a hunger to get more and more and more. I remember one Wednesday night I was in the church service and God was dealing with my heart. I was ready to go turkey hunting Thursday morning. It's like the second week of season. I think I'd killed one turkey at that point, but I still had a second tag that I could kill. And the Lord just burdened my heart. Darren, are you going to go hunting in the morning, or are you going to stay at home and pray for some of your family? Are you going to go out soul winning? Are you going to spend time with me in the morning? I said, you know what, Lord? I'll just give it to you. Thursday morning, I'm not going to hunt. See, it's not that I just gave Thursday morning to Him. I had to go to work on Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And it's going to be the very next week before I can go turkey hunting again. And so we get to the next week. It's Tuesday. I'm off work. And the Lord still just didn't give me a piece to go. It would end up being like 7 or 8 days. I believe it was the following Thursday, the Lord finally gave me a piece to go turkey hunting. And it's not that He gave me a piece to it. I mean, I gave it to Him. I said, Lord, I want You to be first in my life. Now, during that time, one thing I'd always wanted to do was kill a turkey with a bow. I'd never done that before, had some close calls. But, you know, I put the Lord first. I went in. Here we're like at the end of the third week of season. Decoys kind of become difficult to use once you get towards the end of turkey season. They're getting a little more educated, especially educated birds. Decoys are very tough to kill birds. He mentioned about the 2-year-old birds is mostly what we kill. There's 2 older birds, probably 3 to 4-year-old birds come in, and I thought for sure they were going to be locked on that decoy, and they were acting funny. Well, a third bird showed up. He ends up being a 2-year-old bird, and go ahead and play that video. I'll just show you. The Lord, I love filming. I love taking what God's allowed in my life and use it to help others. So this is the first turkey kill on that hunt that I was just telling you about.